Um, we I kind of had blinders on a little bit for a while about our life. We were going in separate directions, literally. I was growing, and as I started to grow, I was starting to get to know myself and really start to get to know myself. And by that time, I had the kids, and his idea of what he wanted, or what he wanted, was what he always wanted. What I wanted was evolving and new and changing, and they weren't fitting together very well. I still wanted to be a mom. I loved doing that, but I wanted more, and I
Yeah.
couldn't we couldn't do it properly together. Um, there was there our relationship slowly dissolved because when you do your thing, you turn your eye this way, and the other person does the same thing, you're you're sort of happy, you're both doing your own thing, and the other person is not watching you, not seeing you, because it gives you the freedom to just live your life, and you don't have your eyes on each other, on each other's growth.
Hmm.
So at the time, I think we both felt, yeah, I'm doing my own thing and I'm looking after myself, and we're not nurturing our relationship. I was a bit of you know what, I'm gonna just do my thing. I'm gonna live my life, you know. You don't want what I want. And I was I was tough. I started to develop like a hard shell, and I
Hmm.
wasn't that kind of sweet, innocent like Vanessa that I know and remember that is inside. And
Yes.
I I just wasn't. And then I realized, I came to this moment, I don't like her anymore. I don't like being this person, living kind of isolated and not being loved, for me, and not, just by this point, it was just no coming back from it. I think the growth that I experienced, I couldn't have experienced unless I went through that whole process. So I don't regret it, and I mean, I can't do it over, so it doesn't really matter. But I take all that, and I take that as a huge lesson for everything that we encounter that we don't understand or we don't know how to do. That challenge is sent to us, or that lesson is sent to us. And if our eyes are open, I look at it like this: if we're open to receiving that lesson, we will overcome it. And so I have tried to keep my eyes open now, where they were very closed, and I lived my life very compartmentalized before. And now I try and really keep my eyes open to everything. And now I can see the lesson coming. I'm like, oh, here it is. Yep, I'm ready for it. So, yes, we got divorced. I wanted
How
it.
old were your kids when you got divorced?
12, 12.
Oh, you okay? Okay, so you
Yeah.
guys stayed together for almost 20 years, right?
Yes, and we stayed together and apart. So it's called together and apart, in the
I
same
see.
house for a few years after that. More for financial reasons. But I was so ready to be me, to be the person I needed to be, and not this like empowering bitch, or, like, it was really, I, I made mistakes. We all make mistakes, and I own the mistakes, and I had to understand why as well. And
Mhm.
then I also had to realize, well, this is this is the bed now that I have. This is the life that I have to work with. Um, do a good job. You have two kids. You have, I believed, a great life ahead of me. The one thing that I'll never forget, I had like an epiphany. There was a lot of silence in the marriage as well. Like, we were not fighters at all. There was just a lot of silence, a lot of doing our own thing. He worked a lot. That was a big, big factor for me. That although he provided very well, he wasn't present. And it's not his fault. I don't fault him for that. We're close to today. Um, it's just that we each have our strengths, and his strength was providing. for our family, and
Mhm.
he's just wasn't present enough for me. I needed more. I
Yeah.
needed like that attention and that partner to grow with, which I do have today
Okay.
in someone else. So um, I had this epiphany when there was just a lot of silence.